Hey guys, it's Major Foley here. Sorry for the lack of content overall this week. A couple of real life things have gotten in the way, and I'm trying to enter our Escape from Tarkov tournament. I've been trying to set up a bit of a bankroll so I can fund it. So it's Pestili's Punisher tournament. I'm gonna make an attempt. I don't expect to get in, but I want to make a good attempt, and I needed to focus on getting a cash up on that. Plus, like I mentioned before, I had some real life issues get in the way, including today, as a matter of fact. So, but not gonna leave you guys out of it. That being said, normal scheduling might still not be back at least until Wednesday, Australian time, of course. But hopefully Wednesday videos should come out fairly consistently again. I'm hoping. But yeah, latest is Wednesday, earliest might be Tuesday. So, anyway, when I last left off, we were up to Let's Go, I believe. So, because I was playing a little bit earlier. So now we're up to the Dream level, which I'm pretty sure a bunch of you have been waiting for. Good advice, where Athena speaks to us. It sort of just came to me. I remember playing Shadow Warrior 2, and you had like that girl in your head, and she mentioned how gods and prophecies were just ads, kind of thing. Just got me thinking. I kind of had a little laugh over it, but yeah. So we're up to Good Advice, where we go through 3 sections in this journey. One of them sort of connected to the other, and one where we actually play as the bad guys. Funnily enough, Hades, who's sort of neutral here, is who we play with, and it's the only mission we ever play as Hades, which makes no freaking sense. You'd think you'd be playing as Poseidon, since Poseidon is the bad guy. I mean, but, sometimes the game doesn't make sense and we just have to deal with it. So, let's get started. We start with Arkantos, who meets his son, who doesn't do shit all. And, we have to kill a lot of cyclopes at the start. And then we gotta destroy a rockslide, and then we gotta destroy Atlantis. Pretty much.
We are safe here for now. We will plan in the morning.
See that labor eating.
You have done well. Now I must prepare you for the rest of your journey. Zeus is all-powerful now, but it was not always so. Ages ago, the Titans ruled the universe under Kronos, and humanity suffered under their harsh rule.
Castor. Follow me, Father.
Alright, so instead of using your own god powers, you will probably still have to use it. There is a way you can position yourself so you can kill all the cyclopes and Gargarensis, cyclopes, by positioning yourself right in a certain spot where all the statues can attack. Alright, so we're gonna move up to Castor.
You are not as other men, Father. You are favored by the gods.
So get the relic to the temple, and then come to the back over here. So all 3 statues pretty much are attacking. Zeus will cast Restoration on us. And it was so much easier by sticking around to those 3 statues. And the statues will help you take on Gargarensis, who's a very tanky hero, and a very deadly one at that. Look at his armor and his attack.
The trials you face strengthen you. Continue the journey before you.
Now, interestingly enough, I wonder if the heroes are gonna, like, sometimes the heroes you get here stick around. You can't use them, but when you get to the next phase, they stick around. So these are all Chimera, but we got our friendly other heroes to arrive, and Zeus, of course, will cast Restoration on us once again. Manra look like she might go down. Nope. Didn't even have to do a thing there. Looks like they didn't survive this time.
Poseidon and Hades did battle with the Titans in a great war. Kronos and the Titans were imprisoned in Tartarus, the deepest part of the underworld. Zeus came to rule over all the heavens. Poseidon envies his brother's domain and wishes it for himself. Kronos knows this and tempts Poseidon with promises of power if he is released.
Poseidon? No.
Yes, there are several places where one can enter Tartarus, but Zeus sealed them all with adamantine doors. These can only be opened by a mortal's hands. Gargarensis.
The gate. That's what we saw when we entered Erebus in Greece.
Yes. Gargarensis believes that if he helps the Titans return, Poseidon and Kronos will make him immortal as a reward.
Alright, so we get a minor army here that we'll be using.
This landslide to escape the underworld.
So, we got chariot archers, spearmen, and catapults. Now, we kind of want to get the catapults as close to the rockslide as possible to be able to protect them, but they also have to be at a range where they can attack. So, get control of all your units, and assign them whichever control groups you feel like work for you. And use the shades to pick off some of the units, like just get rid of that hero. And we're gonna get rid of these
That looked like Theris.
Avengers. We want to keep a couple of shades to use.
Fighting old battles again.
Just gonna keep the priests here to heal. And we're gonna use a shade to get rid of a Chimera and a bolt god power to get rid of a Chimera. Alright, let's get in there to help. Alright, now once they're a little closer, we're going to attack. We're going to cast Flaming Weapons. Cast Restoration. We're just going to hold them off. So I think the first wave's the hardest, really, and then the rest of the waves are sort of a joke. I think Zeus will cast Lightning Storm here too. Yep, there it is. So if your heroes were still alive, you'd actually see them up here. But they didn't live this time, interesting enough for me. But it happens occasionally when I was streaming it. I can't remember what causes it to happen. Maybe a certain location they're standing on. Alright, so the second part of the dream, the time actually resets here, because it's like a separate, half a separate level for some reason, but you can't select it.
Your enemy lies across the sea, Father. Your fleet awaits.
That was a quick Minotaur swap. Alright, so there are a bunch of relics we can check here as well. I think they're all randomized. Human soldiers more resistant to pierce attacks, that'll be handy. There's
Got to establish a base on the far shore as quickly
monkeys
as
aren't as
possible.
handy, I don't care. Caster, despite being like a unit, does not regenerate. I don't think he's a hero technically. What's relic's this one? We will be using Hoplites, so as you can see, we've got Gargarensis. I think there's one more relic further back, right? Yep. Yeah, Blue Crystal Shard's not a bad one to grab. So we'll get Kamos. So we also got Kamos under our control to grab it. And we're going to send our pirate ships forward so we can get the Kraken. So use the Kraken to get rid of these ships. Alright. Just board any transport ship, guys. And then on our way. Now, really, I could have micromanaged the ships a little better against the hammer ships, but it's not really that important. Now, I'm not going to use any of my god powers here, because eventually Atlantis, or quote-unquote evil empire, will actually cast Earthquake, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to send our villagers over here. We're going to get all these upgrades, so we're going to get Income of Gold, villagers move faster and build faster, and we can produce favor faster. It's not a bad thing to have if we're going for some tech. Kill the bear, and we can use it for food later. Not in the best spot, but I'd rather not risk losing a villager early. And we're going to build this town center as well. So this town center won't be affected by the earthquake, which is good for us, and there's a bunch more relics we can use. So here come the Heliopoli.
Destroy those siege weapons.
Let's deal with them. Luckily, they ignore the Statue of Lightning, which is nice for us. We will be using a few fishing ships. Not the worst thing to do here. You will get occasional attacks from Atlantis, so building a couple of fortresses later is not the worst thing to do. We will be building fortresses too because we want to build the Hades Archer unique unit. I can't recall their name from default. When we see it, I'll know. But we'll be building a mixture of those and hoplites. Alright, they do attack this town center. The villagers should be able to take care of them. They're not exactly strong in melee defense, so the villagers can take care of them just fine. Alright, we are going to build a temple so we can deposit this relic. We're gonna... So the temples have a limit on how many relics they can hold. If you see more useful ones, you can always build a second temple to deposit more relics. It's not the worst thing to do. So myth units are cheaper. Toxite, Chariot Arcus, and Throwing Axemen have more hit points. We're not really going to have those units, but still not the worst relic to grab. We're going to take these goats and bring them up here. So we're going to just explore down here. And I'm going to build another temple down here. Might want to keep our units away from the epicenter where the earthquake's going to be. Alright, we're going to build a dock. There's another, what's it called? Bear down there. What relic's this one? Walls are stronger. We're not going to be building walls, so that's not really a useful relic. I don't recall if this relic also affects fortresses. I guess we'll see. Alright, there's bronze, so they're about to attack us. You will want to focus on the hero units first, especially Perseus, because if he targets a unit, he will do that. So he petrified a Minotaur there, I believe. Can't really see it accurately. Built 2 storehouses. Whoops, don't matter. Not the worst thing I've done. Get a few fishing ships. Now, Poseidon, or Atlantis has statues of Poseidon that shoot lightning at you. So, it's sort of another reason why we like to use the Hades Archers. There's the earthquake. Watch your Kraken too, they might go around everywhere. So there's actually another thing I forgot to mention. There is a sort of cheese strat that can work on this level, but I've never been able to do it consistently enough to, you know, recommend it. I imagine some other people have done it. Myself, not so much. But it involves just taking your army, going up this channel right next to the Wonder. And the reason why it's a little hard is because there's watchtowers and, more statues of Poseidon, the ones that shoot lightning. So we're going to have to rebuild that town center, which we will do so now. Send them up to build that. Alright, so get the upgrades. How many fishing spots? We don't really need the transport ships anymore, so I'm going to get rid of them. They're just taking up population. Get a few more. So, a bad habit I have when I'm playing this game is I'm actually using the arrow keys to sometimes scroll. It's better than, like, doing that, like, because I can scroll and keep my mouse at a certain position. But you're also better off just using the minimap. Don't get into 2 bad habits that I use. So we'll also cast Sentinel. And we got 1 statue of lightning that's still around, which is good. Alright, what other upgrades can we get? We can decide to train some myth units, but I don't think we're going to be bothering with that. Let's see, that fishing spot's open. That fishing spot down there is open. And 1 here should be open that we can use. So we're not going to use too many. We're not going to go everywhere on the water. Like, we do have a lot of pop, and we can still build houses on top of that. But this is sort of like a friendly boom level, really. Just dealing with minor attacks, you know? So it's not too heavy, not too hard. The next level, the Jackal Stronghold. Now, if you're a favor of the booming strategy, which is just focusing outright on your economy, you're going to love the next level. Alright, kill that boar. Ooh, we might lose that villager. Ooh, that was close. Alright, let's eat him quickly. So I'm going to build that fortress now. So yeah, there's a couple of ships. So you might want to build a couple of triremes, or you can just have your krakens defend. Oh, the boar's body actually disappeared for when I built the granary. Lesson learned. Something I didn't remember happening. I remember it happened to me ages ago. But now that it's happened, but, you know, shit happens, it's too late. You know what, I might get a couple of triremes as a defense. But it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think we need them. Alright, I need a lot more wood. Because otherwise I'm not getting those farms. And we'll be relying a lot on those archers, and they're expensive. I'm pretty sure they're more expensive in wood than gold. We'll see when the fortress is finished. So yeah, this myth unit army will not last long than you think. Those statues of lightning kill them. Alright, Gastraphetes, that's what they're called. 120 wood, 80 gold. I don't think they take advantage of these improvements, we'll see. But they do benefit from archer improvements, so we are getting those upgrades. So we will build one archery range to get those upgrades. We're also going to build an armory. Pretty important. And we also got to get a couple of military academies. Was this relic? Myth units cheaper, we're not going to really worry about myth units. There should be another relic up here we can take advantage of. Let's go check. Yeah, we're just going to make use of that one. Alright, we need more gold getters. Oh, there's an attack. Oh, we can't train units because he's invoked pestilence. Something I did forget to mention. Buildings are more resistant to siege weapons. That's not a bad relic for defensive purposes, so let's grab it. Alright, we're going to build a couple of military academies. Alright, so we're going to get medium archers and levy archers. Kamos, what are you doing? Kamos is dead. See? There's the statues of lightning. This is why I hate, like, units being default aggressive even though your stances in the menu are defensive. We can get him up like any other hero, it's just going to take a while now. Ridiculous, I tells ya. Alright, so we got our economy upgrades kicking in. We're not going to be training Hypaspist, so we're going to get Spear of Panic, the Shaft of Plague, and the Bow of Horror. Even Achilles can't stand up to this many myth units. Alright, so we're going to get upgrades. And we're going to get the final economic upgrades down here for the wood and gold. Alright, I think we can stop training villages now. I think we got more than enough. They got priests and everything. Come back down to our fortress. We're going to get these units out now. We're going to start training hoplites. You know what? I want to get at least engineers and see if they affect them. I'm pretty sure draft horses, they don't get affected by it. But, yeah. I'm guessing you guys were food gatherers. Alright, let's see if we can go rescue Kamos' stupid ass. What relic is this one? Infantry have more hack armor. That's another good relic. Alright, we're actually going to stop the hoplite training for a sec because we need to get champion infantry as well. And we also want to get these upgrades coming in too. Stupid idiot. Alright, champion infantry on the way. Like, you don't have to. I mean, you can just keep sending wave after your own men, like the Zap Brannigan strat, if you really want to. I would not recommend it. I would actually wait till you get some upgrades here, because you're going through a lot of infrastructure to get here. You do have your own pestilence, which helps a lot, so don't forget about that. Yeah, so they're affected by heavy archers, the training faster, and Hades gives a bonus to archers, which is good. We might get a second armory just so we can get upgrades faster. If you ever do run out of gold, you can still set up a trade route. We got the population to support it, of course. It just won't be a lot of gold. Alright, so let's start getting those hoplites out. And we're definitely gonna get burning pitch. And we can afford to do so. I think we should at least get rid of these statues over here. Just so we can, you know, get in range. What else? I still need a lot of gold. I'm lacking. So these archers are good against infantry and buildings. That's why I get them over like something Heliopoli. Because you can just get a bunch of them and just destroy everything you see. So we'll get rid of the other statue of lightning. Alright, we're going to stop training hoplites for a moment. Alright, with all that done, we're going to bring him back. We're going to put our hoplites on 2. As well as our myth... put the myth units we got left on 3. Put the Gastraphetes on 4. Alright. Upgrades again. Burning pitch. You know what? I might build that market just in case. We'll just build... Oh, we got plenty of gold we can actually use. So our gold gatherers have stopped. Probably should have noticed that a little earlier. So I think even these guys are good against Petroboli if they get hits on them, because they deal crush damage mostly. So yeah, it's not too bad to use on them. As Hades, we also get shade when our human soldiers die. Not the worst thing to happen. Alright, so we're gonna rally our soldiers to the front door now. Eventually we'll get our gold on up for the next upgrades, so... Pretty sure I got the quarry upgrade, right? Yeah. And with the population capped, at the moment, the gold's just going to stack up. But we will start building some houses, so we can go past that cap. Alright, so have the Gastraphetes attack the towers and the fortress. We can also cast Earthquake. I'd rather just wait. You can cast Pestilence here. I only hit the fortress, so that was a bad cast of Pestilence, guys. I didn't hit the stable or the barracks, so they're going to still train units. Keep that in mind. That was a very bad cast. I'm going to cast Curse here, lower their troops. And as they're Poseidon, they do get militia when we destroy their buildings, so... I would cast Earthquake when you get in range about here, destroy some military buildings, so when we get closer. I believe Earthquake does less damage the more buildings it's attacking. Okay, they've got a Statue of Lightning, so we're going to cast it here. Get rid of that Statue of Lightning. Get rid of that... Oh, Pestilence did hit that stable, good. So yeah, just destroy their military training buildings. I'm also not training hoplites out of these two, so we're lacking troops. Forward. You can see the Theocrat there. You cannot ignore the omens, Arkantos. And destroy the barracks down here. So as long as you destroy their military training buildings, you will eventually just get there. So destroy military buildings that you see. Don't let them stick around. Because these statues of lightning also just hurt so much. So you want to get rid of them as quickly as you can. Thought I set my waypoint for the fortress up here. Come on, guys. You get another armory set of upgrades. See Hercules, Perseus again.
A hero has fallen.
So yeah, I believe these, because they got such a long range, these archers can miss even their second or third shots, probably even more. compared to something like Toxitaste, which will eventually track on a unit. Alright, so let's get rid of that last statue of lightning that really affects us, these towers, and we can just attack the Wonder. So just walk close so we avoid this statue. We don't have to deal with it. And just hit the Wonder, and we win. We had so much wood at the end of that. Get rid of that. So you could save Earthquake for the Wonder, and you probably get rid of it faster, but you can see these guys are destroying them quickly. So yeah, it doesn't look like they're affected by the Engineer upgrade. I think that's mostly for siege weapons only, as they benefit from, these ones benefit from archer improvements. But yeah, and that's it. That was the Dream mission for the Extended Edition. We're practically using the same strat for Gold Edition too, but you'll see it when we get to it.
Zeus cannot interfere directly or it will touch off a war amongst all the gods. That is why you are here. Make no mistake. If Kronos escapes, this will be Atlantis. And all you love will be lost.
Sort of a half-truth.
Arkantos, are you all right?
Yes, just a bad dream.
Come, join us. It is time to plan our attack.
Let me make sure I understand. Osiris's pyramid guards another passage to the underworld?
Yes, if we can reunite the body of Osiris, he will live again.
We have one piece. There are 3 more which must be found and brought here.
We have to split up. Amonra, you, Chiron, and I will divide our forces and recover the other pieces. Ajax, you come with me.
So, what I mean by half-truth is well, let's put it, you'll see in the later missions. What I mean, so specifically I think like where they belong is an interesting one, and of course the finale of the game to people who have played this game before. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Remember guys, I kind of want to mention this. A lot of people are saying, oh, you can also do this, you can also do that, you know, and I'm not disagreeing with them. Like, in fact, I think sometimes the strats are better. Some people seem to get the impression of, oh, what's the easiest way to do a level and just do it fast, you know, like speedrunners or whatever. This guide is not supposed to be about speedrunning. It's supposed to be about how any average Joe can essentially just do it. So, you know, so I usually try to do it, like, take the easier strats and just do it that way. So I hope you guys do appreciate that. If there are fast strats that anyone can do, of course, like the ISIS here, my plea thing, of course, do it, you know. There's a reason why I didn't include the cheese strat in this one, because I can't even get it done consistently. I'm pretty sure there are people that can. So, you know, like, I'm going to expect when I do the Tamarisk Tree mission, which is where we see Chiron and finally get introduced to the Norse, a lot of people are probably going to be asking me, well, why don't you just go straight to the Tamarisk Tree, train priests or whatever, and hold there? The reason is, economically, I like to be secure in that mission, so I take the other town center, I wall off a couple of areas, and then I go for the Tamarisk Tree with a bunch of villagers. Takes a little longer, but it still gets the job done. Just staring at that little thing now. But, anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time for the booming level, the Jackal Stronghold.